Hello everyone, so welcome to the second part of the video. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to apply for Microsoft Partner Program. So my name is Shubham and I'm presently a Gold Microsoft Partner from India. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So everything starts with a search, right? So let's search on the Bing Microsoft Partner. Obviously the official site that is studentpartners.microsoft.com should be the first search on your site, and we should be proceeded to the official site, and here it is. So without wasting any more time, so we'll be starting with the apply now button. So click on that and this should direct me through the resume application. So just click on that. If you're on the first time, so you'll be having a fresh start, and if you're on the second time, it should resume where you just left it out, right? So it's very important for you to understand the privacy of, like for this program. So you have to go through all the 3 points. Presently at the three, there might be modified in the future, so make sure you read everything, and then you should be able to understand that this is the basic things, that you should be at least 16 years old at the time of submission, be enrolled a full-time in accredited academic institution, and have a valid identification. And so when you go through this, make sure always read the privacy statement. It's so much important. So when you just agree, just click on the next. So basic things, right? What's your first name, last name, contact email, like the email you just signed in, your gender, and you just check in the box to receive transactional program specific updates to the phone number via messages or SMS. So you know what to do, right? So when everything is okay, so you just have to start with the school info. Your school name should be exactly to what is your school name, like should not have any wrong like spelling, country, your state, your degree level. Your degree program indicates actually the program you're pursuing in your university or college or school. Your degree level, like you're in bachelor's, master's, or PhD program, and expected graduation year is very much required. And the very last thing that is required is when year is your semester getting started. So when you have done all the things, now the very important things, it's coming, it's called the written sample. So I will be just explaining each and everything in detail. But if you don't understand any part of this video, you can have a pause, understand what I'm talking about, think it, and then you can go ahead with your application and then apply very specifically, right? So obviously, are you existing student partner? If it's yes, okay. If yes, now. If this is the first time, okay, now. Remember, uh, always make sure that this is the thing that you have to fill. This whole form is important to get you selected. So it says, please answer the following questions with a video or written example. Okay, with a video or written example. At least one video must be provided. Okay, one video should be provided under 2 minutes, recorded with your phone or webcam, so as long as your voice can be heard clearly. Please provide the URL to the video. Okay, so let's get started. So what excites you about technology and why you want to help other students and explore and learn? You have to be very specific, and you have to think while applying. You have to be very honest, and you have to be very you. And you should, in this answer, you have to make the other person understand the person you are from the other part of the world, why you should be selected, and why you want to help other students and explore and learn. And when you're done with it, it should be very crisp, clear cut. It should not be like that. Yeah, this is the thing, that is the thing. No, stop with that. You should be very clear, very crisp, very specific to whatever you want and why. Because the question always is very specific. What excites you about technology? And that means the first part is what excites you about technology, and the second part is why you want to help other students explore and learn. So I hope you get this point, and if you don't, you have the right to pause the video right now and understand the question before inputting anything on that input box, right? And when you're done, the second thing is you have to make a video which is again under 2 minutes. You have to link your video. You can post it on YouTube or like any other thing, right? Just post the, and it should be public, and put the link here. Now the second thing is, okay, the most question asked by many students is that what you should tell about the video in the video, right? In the video you should have a short and very crisp introduction of yourself, and then you should explain why. The question is why you should be selected as Microsoft Student Partner, and why you want to help others, and what excites you to be the part of technology, and how could you bridge the difference between the technology and the community, and how can you bring people and technology at the very same position, and how could you potentially help people to understand technology and help them in a day-to-day life. The next box is that of, obviously, how would you take a technical concept and teach it to a friend or peer that has never heard of it? Now this is a very interesting question, and if I just cut and short it out, the end question is, how could you make a non-technical guy understand a technical concept, right? Very clearly, how would you take a technical concept and teach it to a friend or peer that has never heard of it? This is very technical. Think twice, think very much, like specific to the question, specific to your answer, and obviously you should again make a video, so you have to test it on it. Make sure it's always public. Again, if you want to understand it better, you have to post this video, think it, and then you can proceed to another checkbox. Okay, now comes the third part. If you were hosting an event at a school, how would you get students to attend? Okay, like if I just re-describe this question, why students in your school should be interested in attending your event, right? You get my point. This is the very thing related to your real life scenario. If in real life scenario you're hosting an event at a school, why should students attend, right? You know the answer. Make sure everything is very crisp, very much detailed, and very much, real life scenario. This is the way how you can make yourself, like, promote your self qualities to the other person, other part of the world, to understand the real motive of you, and they can have the inspiration to select you to be a next part of Microsoft Student Partner. And again, the video you have to make, right? And when you are done with that, you have additional info, like, okay, this is the part where it's actually getting, like, it needs important. Like, if you have a technical blog or post in any language, please provide the URL. Like if you're a writer in some like any other websites, or like you have your own website or blogspot or free website, anywhere you just love to share a technical post, make sure you share the URL. If you have recorded any technical how-to videos in any language, please provide the URL. Okay, some of the guys like very much enthusiastic about teaching people community in YouTube, so feel free to just paste your URL. It really, what, increases chance of being get selected. If you have an online resume or website, please provide the URL. Okay, some of you might have a resume because you might be on the third year or the fourth year, but you know what, if you're on the very first year, you may not have. I'm not saying that you can't have, but you may not have. So instead of that, you can share the website if you do have. Again, it's not, compulsory, but it's better that you have that. Okay, if you're a very techy guy, you should always have a GitHub account, right? GitHub accounts is really important for what we can understand as a software engineer or software guy. So if you are really active on GitHub account, you always provide your URL. Twitter handle is very important because it actually gives you updates about recent programs. So make sure you do have a Twitter account, and it's not compulsory though, but I do recommend to you to have a Twitter account. And again, if you do maintain your own technical blog site in any language, please provide the URL. You know what to do. And you have a Stack Overflow. Okay, our friend Stack Overflow, he comes into the game. Okay, if you have a Stack Overflow profile, please provide that you are like, if your best friend is Stack Overflow, your best friend this time, be appreciated. Instagram account is not so required, but adding is okay. You can move ahead. It's very important to you to have a LinkedIn account to make sure that you have a professional connections after being MSP or before MSP. It's I recommend you before applying to this box, recommend you, but not so important that you should make your LinkedIn profile. It's really important because you'll be having benefits, not sooner but later for sure. Okay, so filling all the things are not compulsory, but providing all the details about you provides an edge over other, right? So what the next thing is that which of the following technologies interest you. Now if I click on like various, like this are not one, you have to select one. Now you can select multiple, like if I say AI or like data science or like mixed reality, you can do that, but very specific, because in the area you have to show that you're really interested on later on. And again, if there's something that's not covered in here you would like to mention there, you can always do that in the technical skills that you like to share with us box. And when you do that, before submitting your form, make sure that everything is like you have done, you're satisfied with all the input details you provided. And after all that, have a cup of coffee and then press the submit button and wait for some time till you receive an update. Hope that this video helped you out to understand each and every term associated and helped you to understand its aim, that is to apply and how to apply for a Microsoft Partner Program. So this was Shubham and I'm signing off. Thank you and have a great